Salut, David Wallimann here, and I have been wanting to make this video for a little while. It's a random video. It's my top 10 albums, my current top 10. The list changes quite often, but these 10 albums are the ones that I regularly go back to, and they are not really linked together in any particular genre. They're just touching to me. And I just wanted to share with you my top 10 albums. Also pay attention to this whole video. Just look around, see what's going on, because at the end, I'm going to give you a chance to win this right here, which is, well, you'll see at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's check out my top 10 records. Steve Vai's Ultrazone. It's not Steve's most popular album, but it's my favorite. For a lot of players out there and musicians, Steve Vai's best work is from Passion and Warfare, and I love the album too, but there's something special about Ultrazone, and maybe it's just the time that I got the album. I just remember specifically getting up really early in the morning. That was back when I was living in France, and with my own money I went to the store, and there were a few copies available at the store before the actual release of the album. So I got there early, I got my copy, really excited. I cherished that album. It's an album where there's a mix of instrumental songs and actual vocal driven songs where Steve sings. And I think Steve's a great singer, and the work of that album is just really great work for me. I love that album a lot, so you should check it out too. The next record I want to talk to you about is Elusive from Taylor MessPlea. This is kind of an independent record. It was released by Taylor. It's not on a huge label or anything like that, but that doesn't take away from the quality. And you should know that people on big labels are not necessarily the most talented people, but Taylor is one of those guys who is so talented. Anything he touches is just very artistic and very well done. This album is a vocal driven album. Songs, very accessible songs, simple in the sense that most people are going to enjoy that. You don't need any real musical background to appreciate Taylor's music, but it's very well crafted. Taylor's a multi-instrumentalist, great songwriter, great vocal range. I just love Taylor's work, and I think you should definitely check out Elusive. It's a gem. Check it out. This album is a guitar-driven album. It's a Joe Satriani album, and it is self-titled Joe Satriani. That album for me is Joe's finest work. It's kind of different from what Joe had released before, prior to that, in the sense that it feels like a real collaboration. Musicians got in the studio and recorded Joe's songs, but you can feel the interaction between the musicians. You can feel that it's a real live feel to it, and not in a bad sense. It's really well produced. It is a studio album, but you can feel the interaction with everybody, and it's very organic type of album. I think I just love the energy that album brings out, and the subtlety also of Joe's playing, which is really shining through that record. Very blues orientated, but I go back to Joe Satriani quite often, and I think you should check it out. Alright, this record might come as a surprise. If you've been following me for a while, you might not know this, but I am a huge Devin Townsend fan. And one of the albums that I've been going to is a very heavy one. It's Ziltoid, the first one. There's a sequel that was released recently, but the first Ziltoid, in my opinion, is just a brilliant piece of self-produced music. Devin in this is just Devin. You got the catchy melodic lines, you've got the very aggressive side of Devin coming out too. It's self-produced, and one of the things that I really love about that album is the fact that Devin used tools that are accessible to most musicians. The drums were programmed drums with a drum kit from Hill, I believe, from Toontrack, and it just shows that you don't need to go in super high expensive studios to produce excellent quality music. You don't have to. and Devin shows that. It's a great concept album. It's really funny. Ziltoid is this alien who comes to Earth, and he's gonna blow up the Earth if he doesn't get the finest cup of coffee. And Devin's humor is great. I really like his work, and Ziltoid is one of these albums that I've been listening to a lot lately. Very heavy, but great album. We'll stay on the heavier side of music with Dream Theater's Dream Theater. That's, for me, one of Dream Theater's finest work. It's the first album with Mike Mangini. I think Mike was a great addition to the band, an excellent replacement. He feels like he's been part of the band forever, in my opinion. I really like Mike. And that album is very well orchestrated. There's some really interesting orchestral work on there, and I just really like that album. It's the album that I'll listen to when I go take a jog. I don't know why, but I just do. Not that it's necessarily high beat. There's some very subtle parts, some very melodic lines, but anyways, I love Dream Theater, and Dream Theater's Dream Theater, in my opinion, is one of their finest work. I really like that album a lot. Next one on the list is an Eric Johnson record, and it's an older one. It's Tones. I love Tones. It's an older record, but Eric is brilliant on that record, and there is a very genuine feel to the songs on that album. I love that album. All the songs are just, they're all excellent songs. The whole album is a piece of art, I think. My favorite song on the record is actually Emerald Eyes, which is maybe on the cheesy side for some people. I love that song. It just, I love Eric's voice. I've always loved his voice. His guitar playing is phenomenal. His songwriting skills are just off the charts. Eric is just one of those guys that I could listen to forever, and Eric Johnson's Tones is my favorite record at the moment. One of my 10 favorite records at the moment. This one is a little obscure. I'm sure that very few people know about this record. It's a record that I discovered a long time ago. I'm 37, and I discovered that when I was probably around 19 or so. So I've known about this for 19 years, or my math skills are not that sharp, but I've known that for a long time. And this album is called Mejnoun from Safy Boutella. And it's a fusion album in the sense that it mixes different genres together. It's an instrumental album. You have the highly influenced by Oriental music, so you get those kind of scales, but you also get the modern edge that electric guitar adds, and just this whole album is just such a great fusion record. Fusion in the sense, again, of mixing the elements. Not fusion necessarily in the sense of the modern fusion that you might be used to with players such as Tom Quayle or Guthrie Govan. Not that style of fusion, but if you're a fan of instrumental music, you should check out Safy Boutella's Mejnoun. Sorry, but I'll leave the links in the description of this video. It's a great album. Okay, this album is very close to my heart. It has a very special meaning. This is Neal Morse's Testimony, the first one. He released a sequel not too long ago, Testimony 2, but I'm talking about Testimony 1. That record came out probably about 10 years ago or so. It was the first Neal Morse solo record after he left Spock's Beard. And you get everything that you would expect from Neal. Catchy melodic lines, proggy rhythm, cool guitar line, just everything is there. Great orchestrations. And that album is very special to me because about 10 years ago I was going through a really hard, deep, hardcore depression, and that album kind of accompanied me through that and helped me get out of it. It was one of these things that I would go back to, and it's kind of a safe place, and it's just a great record musically, and it just really influenced me in a lot of ways. So Neal Morse's Testimony is on my top 10 list. Office of Strategic Influence, OSI's very first record, is amongst my favorite ones. Kevin Moore is brilliant on there. He wrote a lot of the songs. His vocals are are really, really well-rounded vocals. They're not extreme vocals in any way. They're very simple melodic lines, but they work so well with the heavier side of the music that was brought up by Mike Portnoy on drums, and Mike is all over the place on that record, but in a really good way. I just really love the very first OSI. The others are great too, but the first one is my favorite OSI album, and that's why it's amongst the top 10 records, and it's one of those records that I always enjoy listening to. This album is probably my favorite album of all times. Ever since I was 14, I've been listening to that record. It keeps coming back and I never get tired of it. And it's kind of interesting because my musical style has changed a lot. I went through a lot of different genres. This record has always been there and never gets old. And it's Dire Straits' Love Over Gold. It's one of these records that I would take on Desert Island if I had to take one record. And if I would have to take one song, it would be Telegraph Road, which is on that record. It's the longest song. At the time, it was probably the longest song that I ever heard. Today, it's probably not that long of a song. I'm so used to more, you know, developed pieces. But at the time, it was one of those songs that really told something. It still tells me a story, and I love songs that tell you stories. Mike Knopfler's playing is fine on that record. It's super well produced. The sounds are great. The keyboard sound choices are great. I love Love Over Gold from Dire Straits, so check it out. I told you at the beginning of this video to pay attention, and if you did pay attention, you might have noticed a few weird characters here and there. 11 characters to be exact. Those characters are very important. They're part of a code. And if you're the first to unlock the code, you're gonna win. Where is it? You're gonna win this. This right here. These are high quality headphones by Meze. And Meze sent me these headphones. I decided that they were too good for me to keep, so I'm gonna give them away. They are incredible headphones, really high quality stuff. This is not the kind of headphones that you can get at Best Buy or Walmart, lower end products. No, these are for the music lover, and they're gonna bring out some things in the songs that you listen that you did not know were there. I rediscovered some of these songs that I'm telling you about in this video thanks to these headphones. This is their classic collection, the Classic Satin 73. And let me show you actually what's in the box. You're gonna get this right here. These are the headphones, satin finish, and the stereo image. And this is something that I am not used to. Again, you're gonna rediscover things with your music with these. So how do you win exactly? You've gotta have that 11 character code. So rewatch the video, write down all these 11 characters. There can be letters, numbers, and remember that capital letters and smaller letters are important in this code. Once you have these 11 characters, check the description of this video. There is a URL, a YouTube URL, www.youtube.com/whatever equal. After the equal sign, that's where you enter your 11 character code. That's gonna unlock a secret video. You're gonna watch that secret video and comment below that secret video. The very first comment that I see is gonna win these headphones. This is open worldwide. So hurry, rewatch the video, make sure that you get these 11 characters. Once you left your comment, I will get in touch with you either via YouTube or Google+, whichever account you have in order to comment to this. I will find you and I will get your address and I will ship those headphones to you. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think. If you have other music recommendations, I would love to hear them. Leave them in the description of this video in the comments, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks, Meze, for providing this great gift, and I'll see you next time. Until then, salut. Maybe on the cheesy side for some people,